deep into the season now, and we're still trying to find those small little areas where we can improve as a defense. And we look at the numbers just to see where we are comparative to the rest of the league. But we know the formula that wins football games, and that's the main focus.
Next question is from John DeSager.
Malcolm, do you feel like it was more mental adjustment or physical adjustment that have allowed you guys to slot in defensively and get into the groove?
I think it's a little bit of both. We got a lot of penalties early. We weren't very sound in everything that we were doing as far as the schematics. So I think our coaches did a great job of getting us to understand the game plan. I think players have done a great job of detailing their jobs, doing a great job of winning their matchups and making the plays that come, and being a patient defense and opportunistic as well, being able to take the ball away, causing disruptions in the back end. So all of the things that we know we could do, but you can't just go out there and expect it to happen. You got to work and prepare, and I think we've just been improving to get to where we want to be all year.
Next one's from Amos Morrell.
Yeah, Malcolm, just how confident would you rate the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now? It looks like you guys are playing with a lot of swagger these last few weeks.
We're having fun. We trust each other. We trust the scheme. We trust that we're prepared. And so when we go out there on Sunday, we look forward to the opportunities to compete. And we enjoy doing it. And we're having fun doing it. So for us, that's been the formula. Continue to prepare, turn every stone throughout the week. And then when we get out there, it's just about having fun, having each other's back, and going to compete.
And would you say there was a certain point where you could kind of feel that vibe kind of, shift maybe this season, or had it kind of been there all year?
I think it definitely took a turn, probably somewhere around the Chicago game, where we just had been trying to grind and get ourselves kind of out of a hole, and that was a week where I think it really just kind of came together as a defense, where everybody was playing, winning their matchups, doing what we had to do to win, and then just continue to stack and build on top of that.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, not your position room, obviously, but Trey Hendrickson. I know you haven't been here the whole time that he's been here, but what have you seen from him since you've gotten here? Yeah,
even when I went back and watched on tape as I was trying to get prepared to move into this defense, he's somebody that popped out, on the film as a very disruptive player. And so I think this year is really not a surprise that he's having the success he is, especially when you're opposite of, Cam, who can rush the passer, gets a lot of attention. But Trey he's been making, taking full advantage of all the opportunities that come. And I think that's really all you can ask for as a player. I'm excited for the type of season he's having. Is definitely making us better as a defense. But I think he's a special talent and making a name for himself.
Next one's from Larry Holder.
Hey, Malcolm, not having to prepare for Alvin Kamara, you see him now on a first-hand basis every day. What's made him such a special player, whether it's running the ball, receiving, just being an all-around back?
Well, I think his versatility is, what separates him from the pack. You can't just take him out of the run game and expect to stop him. You got to make sure that you've got the right matchups and personnels in the pass game. He's making catches out of the backfield, he's lining up at wide receiver. He's got all kind of plays. He's a patient runner. He's got great balance, great speed. Doesn't take a lot of big hits, and so it's not going to be one of those things where you can really take one player or one scheme and take him out of the game. I think that's what makes him special, is that he doesn't really have one strong hand. He's very ambidextrous when it comes to his game.
Next one's from John DeSager.
Malcolm, this year, the balance between your social justice initiative and your charitable foundation and your football, with the COVID restrictions, has it been substantially different than past years when you're able to move about freely?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think, obviously the world is adjusting to COVID, and that includes the charitable and philanthropic kind of realm. A lot of the fundraisers that we have every year, we've had to move those to kind of virtual experiences. Even the needs of the community has changed, so we're doing a huge thing where we focus a lot on education, but this year with the hurricanes that have come through New Orleans and obviously people still dealing with COVID, in the financial kind of crisis, and it's really been food deserts and food insecurity. So we've been focusing on feeding 504 families in the New Orleans area every month this year. And so that's been a huge pivot for us, but it's been very appropriate given all that's happened this year.
All right, we're all set. Appreciate your time,
Cool.
Malcolm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
James, I guess just walk us through what last week was like for you, just kind of getting the notice on short notice that you would be playing for Toronto.
Yeah, it's 2020, I guess, is the short answer. Always got to be ready. We've known that all year. Every team's going through those kind of situations, so it's part of the season this year. It's part of what I do. I try to prepare like you're going to start every week, regardless of COVID. So yeah, you just kind of take it in stride. You do whatever you can, and at least I got one day, to really know that I was going to be starting there and prepare and be ready.
Next question is from Amos Morale.
It hasn't just been you that's kind of had to, jump in and fill in different roles on the offensive line. Just how does, the other guys or the coaches, how does that help prepare for these types of situations? Not even just for you, but for like the whole line.
Yeah, I think our coaches do a great job preparing us. We got a lot of versatile guys. We got a lot of guys that have played, started a lot. So that's always a big bonus. But yeah, our coaches do a great job making sure everyone understands the game plan. Everyone understands contingencies, if you will. If a guy goes down, here's who's going in, here's what's going on. So everyone knows that before the game. Everyone's prepared in that aspect. But at the end of the day, you just go out and you play football. We got a lot of great guys, a lot of great players. So it's a good group, and we've handled some situations well so far.
Next question is from Amy Just.
Yeah, it wasn't just you filling in as a starter this week. Nick Easton, right next to you, filling in for Andrus, who's out with a concussion. What is your chemistry like with him?
It's good. We actually got his rookie year in Baltimore. We spent training camp together. So I kind of knew him a little bit before here. But he's a great guy to work with. He prepares hard. He communicates really well. He's a guy you definitely want to play next to. So I was really lucky to have him next to me. Communicating, helping out any questions, getting everything straight before the game started. So it was fun. We had a good time. I love playing next to him.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
With the amount of jumbo you guys played, does that kind of help things out when you have to slide in there, just because you have game reps playing that?
Yeah, I think so. Anytime you can get game experience, even if it's at a little different position, you're still playing football, and it still helps you to keep your eye on the whole picture, what the defense is doing, how they're moving, how they're responding to how we line up, and what plays we're running. So anytime you can get in there at any position, it's going to have you be a little more prepared, a little more ready for when you're going in there full time.
And then for you this offseason, just knowing that you had that suspension coming into the year, what was your kind of mindset like after training camp, knowing that you were going to have to wait a couple of months or a month, I guess, to kind of actually make your mark on this team?
That was really tough. It was one thing that you knew was coming down the pipe. So, training camp, you really just had to just get after it. Go hard every single day, knowing that you're going to have 4 weeks where you're not around the team, not with the team. So that was tough, but it made me excited, obviously, to come back and to want to prove myself and show that I can help the team be a better team overall. So it was tough. I was really glad when it was over, but I feel like we made the most of it.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, I know obviously the goal is to get the win, but when you guys see the running game having the kind of success it's had the last couple of weeks, just how much pride do you take in that as an offensive lineman?
Yeah, that's definitely a huge part of our game. It's what we want to do. The run game, you're the aggressor. You're going downhill against the defense, and when you can do it with success, it's just so exciting. It's so exciting to be a part of a team that's been able to do it well pretty consistently, and we take pride in continuing that. So, we know we got a big challenge this week. We just played the team, a week ago. So to come back and know that we have a challenge, a division game, but we're excited about where it's been, and we're excited about keeping it going.
Next one's from Amy Just.
Yeah, you go against this defense, y'all's defense, every day in practice. So in practice, what do you see from Trey Hendrickson and how he's kind of progressed from the start of training camp to now?
Yeah, he's a guy that's always worked hard. This is the only year, obviously, that I've been with him and practicing against him in particular. But every single day he comes to work, and you kind of figured that the way he works, the way he prepares is going to pay off. And so far, he's having a really great year. But at the end of the day, when you prepare and you work as hard as someone like Trey does, it's going to pay off. So really happy to see that for him, and obviously, hope that continues.
All right, I think we're all set. Thanks for the time, James.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, James, we're all set.
All right, thank you.
Don't forget your drink.
Alvin, just what's it like for you guys knowing that it seems like no matter who you guys plug in there on the offensive line, you're having room to operate?
I mean, I feel like I answer a form of this question every week. It's a next man up mentality, and especially with our O-line, them dudes. I mean, they come to work every week and they're ready and they're available for the most part, unless obviously an injury occurs. But the next guy is up. The next guy that's up always does what they're supposed to do. I think it's a testament to that room. They're warriors and they get the job done.
Next one's from John DeSazier.
Alvin, you guys have been really productive in the run game, especially during the 8-game winning streak. Was there a jump-off point the season that you can point to and say that's where you took off, or does it just kind of gradually get there?
I think it just gradually gets there. We find our rhythm and we find what works, and I think we try to do more of that. We try to duplicate the success, and I think that's part of it is just putting an emphasis on it. I think I said something after last game, like, we want to run the ball. We want the game to be in our hands, as me and Latavius, and our room as a running back room. We want it to be put in our hands, and I think when Sean gives us an opportunity to do that, and the game gives us an opportunity to do that, we obviously shine. So again, it starts with the O-line. So.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, you mentioned wanting to have the game in the running back hands. Just how important will that be this weekend going against the Falcons defense that you saw a couple weeks ago?
Man, I think last game we got some pretty good looks and we're able to do some things that we liked, and it's not going to change. I mean, we're gonna take advantage of our opportunities the best we can, and hopefully be able to, like I said, duplicate some success that we had last game and bring it into this one, and hopefully have it be a factor in the ultimate result.
Next one's from Larry Holder.
Alvin, there's been a big bunch of you guys this past offseason that's gotten some lucrative contracts. How much do you feel like that you've played well to basically show that running backs deserve this type of money, and how do you feel like it's maybe helped running backs in the future show that, look, this position deserves to be rewarded?
I think as a whole, as a position, we all know that, what our worth is. It might take a little bit more to kind of show that and prove that to, whoever we got to prove it to get what we deserve. But, it takes guys, it takes some of those contracts like a Christian, and I can remember when Todd Gurley got his contract a couple of years ago, and Le'Veon and stuff like that, to just kind of swing it in our favor, So I wouldn't say I'm playing better because I got my contract. I'm obviously still kind of doing the same things that I've been doing, but blessed enough to have gotten paid and compensated fairly. But I think it's good to when a back like Christian or me or Dalvin and Derek, those guys are playing well, and obviously been compensated. So it's like, okay, well, we are worth giving the money to.
Alvin, how much do you feel verified that you've been able to do it yourself and been such a big piece of the puzzle, and just being able to show, like, all right, I've got this big deal and I'm playing as well or if not better than you were before?
Man, I mean, like I said, I think it's just when that happens, when you get the money and you play well, it's, you know, like I said, I don't know who we got to prove it to. I'm not saying who we got to prove it to, but it's just it's good when you know you can kind of put some, it's like some fact behind it. Like, all right, well, we paid him and he's playing well, or we paid that guy and he's playing well.
We're all set. Thanks, AK.
Thanks for the time, man.